I built the official Grim Reaper's office in the new expansion pack, and this is how it all went down. Quick disclaimer before we jump into this video. I'm not getting paid by EA to make this video, but I did get paid to build this house. And as part of the EA Creator Network, I sometimes receive pack for free and early access opportunities like this one. Also, what you're gonna see in this video is not final software whatsoever, and I'm also using a shader that basically makes the graphics looks better. So what you will get with the pack will look different than this, but I'll show you the end result both with and without shaders on. Anyways, hi, I'm Sophie, and I'm finally allowed to tell the world that I've been working on the new Sims 4 expansion pack, and that I got to build not one, not two, but 3 houses for it. I've actually known about this pack since the spring, which is a very long time to be keeping a secret like this. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know what the pack was gonna be about when EA first reached out to me. All I knew in the beginning was that they were making a pack that, quote, is drawing inspiration from the aesthetic and ambience of the Eastern European Balkan countries. And as someone from Northern Europe, the Nordics, Scandinavia, a country with a completely different culture, landscape and architecture, I said to them, I'm in. So, Grim's office, or the headless quarters as the Sims team ended up calling it. If you've seen the trailers for this pack, the office is actually not located where I'm building it right now. And that's because the office is built on a hidden lot that you can't actually reach from the map. Or I mean, we could reach it from the map when we were building it. Actually, let me show you how the map looked at this time. This is like one of the super early versions of the pack. And as you can see, it's just black. And this is how the Grim's office lot was looking at the time, with this, I guess, placeholder office that the Sims team made. But I was told to build on this empty lot in the Morningvale neighborhood. We didn't actually know what the neighborhoods or the world was going to be called when we were building for this. I found all of this out with the trailers and the blog post, just like you. Now you may be wondering why I have this white small fence around the house, and that's because this lot is a 30 by 30, but the actual Grim's office lot is only 20 by 20. So I'm basically just using it as a guideline to not build my house too big, and I'll remove it later. But let's talk about what I'm actually building here. This house, just like the rest of the world, is based on Romanian architecture, and I wanted to go really dark with it. Like, I wanted it to be like a super boring office building, but very dark, and I guess deadly, and the exterior will get darker than what it is right now. You'll see me switch out the swatches of like the windows, the doors, and basically everything later on. But the thing is, I really wanted to use the windows that I'm using now, or the swatches I'm using of them, which is like these broken, run-down, rustic ones. But the thing is, they didn't make them in black, or they have a black version, but it's just like the regular whole one. Say what you want about EA as a company. I mean, there is a lot to be said. But working together with some of the producers and other Sims people involved in creating this pack was super exciting. They were all super nice and easy to work with. The people that I met online, they were all very passionate about the pack, which was very fun to see, and that made it even more exciting. Shared excitement and all that. At my last job, they did some kind of activity where someone was gathering quotes that people said during the year, and this was like when I had just started the job, so I hadn't said much yet. So during the presentation of this, I only had one quote, which was, I like death. And I don't know what that says about me, but it's almost like it was foreshadowing me working on this death related pack. We got a lot of new fun roof decorations with this pack. Those broken hole kind of things that I added in earlier but then removed, but I will add them back in again. And those, like, I don't know what they're called, but like roof ornaments, those spiky metal things on top of the roof, you know? So this was the first version of the pack that I got to build with, and it's also the first version of this house that I sent into EA for feedback. In total there were 4 deadlines, and after every deadline we had a feedback meeting where the Sims team told us what was good and what needed to be changed. And after every feedback meeting we got an update to the game where they added in new items and made changes to the world. But by this time that you see me build in this video, we didn't have a lot of new furnitures and stuff to build with, so our first task was basically just to build the basic structure of the house and then fill it out with placeholder furnitures, like where we wanted the actual interior to be. So now that I've started on the interior, there were some requirements for this build. For example, I needed to put in multiple desks with computers and chairs, tables with slablets, bathroom, Grim's office space, obviously, a kitchen, bookshelf, couches, a scrying bowl, which I had no idea what that was in the beginning. So I wanted Grim's office space to be elevated from the rest. Like, I wanted him to look down on the Grim terms working. So I put his desk on a platform on the second floor, and then I made all the other desks face him. And I love these new big windows that kind of gives me greenhouse vibes. vibes. There's broken swatches to them as well. It's the ones that I'm switching out behind Grimm's office space, so you know which ones I'm talking about. However, don't get too attached to this layout, because after the first feedback meeting, EA wanted me to like switch everything around. So originally I built the kitchen on the ground floor, which you will see me build in a little bit. But because most of the core gameplay is in the office space, EA asked me to reverse the order of the kitchen and the desks, just to make sure that the sim doesn't have to travel that far to get there. And I agree, makes sense. The interior is actually going to turn out so much better than what it is right now. Just trust the process. However, I was allowed to leave Grimm's space the way that I originally built it. They actually liked that, so I was happy about that. I did also add a basement with a gym to this build, because I kind of wanted there to be more things for your sims to do, like more skill building things. You won't see me build it because there is no point, because I'm just gonna remove it later on, which you will see me do. But in case you were wondering what that other staircase leads to, that's to the gym. And yeah, that's another thing that the Sims team wanted me to remove, because even though they liked the idea of it, it would interfere with the gameplay. So as you can see, by now there's basically no new furnitures to work with, and I'm just using the base game to map out how I want the interior to look. And during the course of this speed build, you will see me switch things out as new items are being added into the game, or as I get feedback to change things. I'll actually show you all the feedback that we got each round on the screen, so you will see and understand like when and why I'm switching things out. But I just wanted to say that I am so grateful and happy that I got the opportunity to work on this pack. And if you like what I'm building, and if you're thinking of getting the Life and Death expansion pack, it would really mean the world to me if you wanted to show me some love and support by using my creator code. It's SOFY, and you just type it in on thesims.com or in the EA app at checkout. It's unfortunately not a discount code, but it gives me a small percentage of the purchase, and it gives EA a little less money. I work with 3 other creators on this pack, Kate, Alexandra and Monica, and each of us get to build 3 houses. I've linked their channels down below so you can have a look at their amazing builds as well. And if you're not using my creator code, I hope you will use one of theirs. If you don't know me, which, well, most of you don't, because I haven't really been on YouTube before, but I've been sharing my builds on TikTok and Instagram for a couple of years now. And what you need to know about me is that I'm a builder. Like, I build a lot in The Sims 4. I mean, I did take a very long break from the game this year, but in general I'm a Sims 4 builder, and usually I use all the packs, all the mods, all the cheats. But for this build I wasn't allowed to do that. Not even move objects were allowed, or my beloved alt key placement. So it was a very new, different and challenging way of building for me. We were also not allowed to put in too many items, since they needed pack to work even on like a slow and old computer. However, I personally didn't struggle with this particular thing. I basically got to keep everything that I wanted to put in by the end. And also all of my builds had like unlimited budget, so I didn't have to think about how expensive the furniture was that I put in, which I'm very happy about, because my dear co-creators that built the starter homes for this pack really struggled with this one. Especially since like when we were building this, we didn't know the actual price of the new items. That was put into the game after we were done, so we didn't actually know how much each thing were gonna cost when we were building it. Anyways, now we're on the second round of building, which means we had the first feedback meeting. And after making most of the exterior black and also rebuilding the front of the house a little bit, I'm now switching the interior layout around. You may also notice that I changed the color of the lights to be this spooky purple. I really wanted to make it feel like the build is actually in the afterlife, and playing with the color of the lights really helped achieve that. You will also notice that we're starting to get some new furnitures into the pack now. We got some new doors, bookshelves, wallpapers and floors, and a few other things. So I'm starting to replace some of the base game furnitures with these ones, and just making everything look very, very black. But honestly, I am obsessed with some of the new furnitures. Like, I cannot wait to build a normal house with this, like something that I usually would build and without restrictions. If you have any suggestions or requests on what I should build with this pack, then please let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for inspiration and new fun ideas to try out. We got a really nice kitchen set. I did actually put it in this build at first, but it's very fancy looking and I wanted the kitchen to be more basic and boring, so I actually changed back to the base game counters and just painted them black. I feel like we're getting a lot with this pack, which I'm very happy about, and I really hope they make more expansion packs like this one. Let me know what expansion packs you would like to see next. I might have manifested my way into working on this pack, because by like the end of last year and the beginning of this, maybe not every day but weekly, I was thinking that my biggest dream is to build for a Scandinavian inspired pack. So when EA reached out to me, I died. And although it wasn't inspired by Scandinavia, it was such a fun theme to build around and seeing it all come together. That said though, EA, if you're watching this, if you're ever making a Scandinavian themed pack, I'd love to be a part of it. Please and thank you. Also, excuse the changing of like the background and my mic position and everything. This video of me sitting here is recorded at 3 different sessions. I've tried to do my makeup the same 3 times now. So I've basically had this early version of the pack for a pretty long time, but I haven't actually played with it. Like, I don't even know how many gameplay features were in the game by this time, because I never tried it, I just built with it. So by the time I'm recording this video, I actually have no idea what it's like to be in Grim Turn working in the office. And as I said, I'm not really a Sims player, I'm basically just a builder, but if you want to see me play with this pack, then please let me know. I'm a big fan of challenges, so if there's any fun Sims challenge that you think would go along with this pack, then please suggest them to me and I'll try them out. And while you're at it, like while you're down in the comment section, this is like the first video that I do on YouTube like this, you know, showing my face and talking to the camera. So if you have any feedback for me, I'll be happy to hear it. Or if you just want to say nice things to me, I'll take that too. No, but seriously, I built 2 more houses for this pack. One being the home of Olive Spectre and Nervous Subject. And I would love to show you the process of those houses as well, if you would want to watch another video of me like this. So let me know. And if you want to see more of my builds, you can check out my other social media channels. I've linked them down below. I need to talk about those curtains, by the way. They are so beautiful. Like, I really love the look of them, but they're almost impossible to use without move objects on, because they're actually not curtains, there's some other type of decoration, maybe wall decoration. I mean, that would make sense. But they are taking up like one whole or at least a half tile, and you can't place anything too close to them. So I struggle a lot using them. I'm so looking forward to use them in a house where I can also use sheets. Anyways, as you can see, this is starting to look like the Grim Reaper's office, or at least how I would imagine it to look. By this time, most of the feedback that we were getting was just to switch things out for the new pack assets or add in some gameplay feature items that weren't in the pack to begin with, like those scrying bowls and a practice dummy. And I was also asked to add some greenery around the house. Besides the purple lighting, I also added in some green lighting just to further enhance like the afterlife feeling. And as you saw in the video, I had to lighten up the place a bit, both with more actual light sources inside and outside, but also by changing some swatches to brighter ones, like the floor, for example, that was black in the beginning but now is a more gray color. I struggled a bit with the downstairs layout and where I wanted the desks to be placed. It went from this very copy and paste kind of look where like both sides of the stairs looked identical, to later switching it up a bit and making it look more organic, I guess. I don't know. But I kept changing the layout of the desk until the very end, as you will see. And speaking of end, this is basically it for this build. It was such an honor to build the office space for one of the most iconic characters in the whole Sims franchise. And I'm actually very happy with how it all turned out. But I would love to hear what you think. And I can honestly not wait to see you all play in this build. If you are, and if you're sharing it somewhere, please tag me in it, because I would really love to see it. And again, if you like this video, then please show it some love. And if you want to support me as a creator for making this house for you to play in, then consider using my creator code when you're buying this expansion pack or any other pack for that matter. Again, it's SOFY, SOFY. And make sure to come back here if you want to see the other 2 houses that I built for the Life and Death expansion pack. Now enjoy this final bit of the video and my actual first look of the office in action. Thank you so much for watching the whole way through this video, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye!